Kyrie Irving, man, there's just no words. Let's just get to it. Cole Sports presents on the Daily. Welcome back, VIP. Cole Johnson's live in a living color on the Daily on Tap, presented by Cole Sports. And if you haven't already, what are you doing? Subscribe to this channel to get all of the up-to-date news in all the world of sports, so you can be the smartest person in the room, whether it's your house, your church, your workplace, or wherever you congregate with others. Remember, subscribe, because it is worth your while. Now, it is Tuesday. You know how we get down on Tuesday. We're going to do it in Tuesday fashion around here on the Cole Sports Presents on the Daily Streets. And it involves the artist. No, not Prince. I'm talking about Kyrie Irving. Really? Really do. I can't even wait to go into the beginning. You, sir, deserve this week's designation of tone deaf. And why do you deserve to be considered tone deaf? It is really simple, and I'm glad you asked. Here's why you are considered tone deaf. And let me properly introduce it. Tone deaf. Here's why you get this designation, sir. And the reason why you get it is because I don't know if you want to be known as, I don't know. Quote, an artist, close quote. Or if you want to spray sage around buildings that you operate in, so you get the right feel and aura of wherever you are. I'll talk about that in a minute. Or this quote, I've had enough of someone else's propaganda. I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, spelled F-R-O-R, no matter who it's for or against. I'm a human being first and foremost. And as such, I am whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. That's Malcolm X and Year X. I pray we utilize the fine money for the marginalized communities in need, especially seeing where our world is presently. I am here for peace, love, and greatness. So stop distracting me and my team and appreciate the art. We move different over here. I do not talk to pawns. My attention is worth more. Close quote.
You've got to be joking me.
You for real?
This whole thing stinks to high heaven.
You for real?
You've got to be joking me.
All of that is what I wanted to say to you, Irving. All of that. Why? Because I don't get what it is that you want to push across. I don't get it. What you want to appear as though you're an intellectual, that you're a humanitarian, that you are an artist, or what? Or that you are a space cadet. Which one of those are you? And when I say space cadet, I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it as a declarative. What is it you want? I don't get you, Kyrie. I don't. All right, so you can dribble a basketball. Cool. You have the ability to hit key and clutch shots. Cool. You also have the ability to throw former teammates under the bus, as you so eloquently, and I do mean eloquently, did in praising Kevin Durant and saying that you now have, quote, someone who can hit a clutch shot just like you can for once. Close quote. Now, for the name I don't mention other than for Wednesdays, he felt some kind of way about that. And I can understand that. But see, if that were me, I would say,
Come on!
because you're being an idiot. Why are you being an idiot, Kyrie? You see, when I was younger, there was this boy, and he was not much older than me. He died when I was 12. So I think he was like about 2.5 years older than I was. So I think he died when he was 14 or 15. And he lived a wonderful life. It was a great life. It was a secluded life. The problem, though, was that every element in the air, every element in the environment made his skin break out, made his breathing more difficult. He was allergic to everything, if not deathly allergic to it. So what did this scientist try to do? Well, they tried to have him live inside this sterilized bubble. And he was actually known as Bubble Boy. And that was not a joke. That was what he was termed and called. But of course, you have to understand this was mid 80s at the time. So he lived in this bubble and he was publicized for roughly a couple of years. And they really got nowhere, really. If you're really going to be honest, he really got nowhere. And he was intelligent. He just wasn't going to get anywhere. That's what I get you are. It's if you want to be this sterile, you want to live in this sterilized world where everything is fine. I get independence because all of us want to be independent in some sort of way, shape, form, or fashion. I get being a loner because in a lot of ways, I'm a loner. So I understand that. But there's being independent, there's being a loner, and then there's being absolutely isolated from the rest of the world. And that's where you're headed, sir. And you're headed there not necessarily because of your brilliance or your intelligence, but because you're weird. And I don't mean you're weird as in when we're younger and you do something antithetical to how normal children go and do. I'm not talking about that type of weird. I mean, you want to be weird for weird's sake. You want to do things against the grain because you want to do things against the grain because it is strategized or advised for you to go against the grain, not that you naturally do it. And that's the problem I have. Not with you, but with how you move, because you strike me as a cool person. You strike me as a good, decent human being. One that I really would like to have a conversation with, but it's as if you want to have these types of conversations where you just go off into a tangent. Much in the same way as Kanye West. Again, not an insult, just observation here. It's like you want to go in certain ways and go in certain lanes where it's like you want people to say,
No!
every time you open your mouth. And people do say,
No!
when you do. Why? Because they just understand that they're going to get their head hurt. Not in your speaking, but in trying to ascertain what you're saying. So, Kyrie, I want your mission this year to help out Kevin Durant because He is the best player in the NBA today. He's in his prime, and he wants to prove that he doesn't need a Russell Westbrook, that he doesn't need a Klay Thompson, he doesn't need a Draymond Green, he doesn't need a Stephen Curry, that he can be a championship player being the number one player on it. And I don't mean necessarily being the best player on the team, because he already had that in Golden State. Because in Golden State, he was the best player on the team. He wasn't the leader of it. And that is the huge difference. Being in Golden State, he was the best player on the team. The leader of it was Stephen Curry. It still is to this moment. With the Nets, he is the unquestioned leader of the team. So now it's your job to help out. You know how this goes because you helped out somebody else get his third ring. And you see how difficult it is to be the number one guy, because that's what you were charged with doing in the unsuccessful 2 years you were with the Celtics. So now you have the opportunity to be probably the best Batman in today's time, being the best Robin, I should say, this all time, being with the Batman that wants to be a Batman. But you're downing former teammates in the press, and you're one to have a stiff upper lip with the press so you don't speak, but you sneak this, and then when you get fined for not doing so, you're up in arms and you say that the media are pawns. You see, what you're doing is called a distraction. You're supposed to be a help for Durant, not a hindrance to him. And right now, that's exactly what you're doing in all of your antics. You're being a distraction to him and to the rest of your teammates. So you owe it to yourself. You owe it to Kevin. You owe it to your first-year head coach, Steve Nash, who you insulted as well. And you owe it to the rest of your teammates to be the best teammate you can be. Otherwise, we're going to look at you and think the following. Hit it. Kyrie, please do better, please do better, man. Please. This has to stop now.
Tone deaf.
So if you want this shirt that you see right before your very eyes, the description box below has all the details, and you can get it in so many different ways, from hoodies to short sleeve to long sleeve and all points in between. And if you think I'm being a little too harsh on Kyrie, Cole, hold on. No, don't say that about him. He actually has a method to his madness. Or you agree with me and you're thinking, okay, he's off the rails, but I think he's being purposely off the rails just to be off the rails. In either case, like this video and share throughout your social media. I love to hear what you have to say, so comment below, because your comments are gold to me, VIP. Don't forget, hit the notification bell and subscribe to this channel for all content that emanates from here. Well, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much, VIP. I love you, and I love doing this for you. This has been yet another installment of Cold Sports on the visual and on the daily.